Hello friends, my name is Natalia Porsche and I'm an attorney who is based in Biloxi, Mississippi. And in this video, I will talk about uninsured motorist coverage. What is uninsured motorist coverage? Let's say you have a vehicle which is insured through some insurance company, correct? And you have a policy in place. So uninsured motorist coverage is the second policy that you might have in your insurance in order to make sure that if you're involved in a car accident and there is an uninsured driver or insured driver who is at fault involved in this accident, you will have enough money, enough compensation to cover all your damages. And what damages I am talking about? I'm talking about medical bills, time off work, and maybe compensation if you're seeking some other compensation such as loss of consortium. So this is very important. That's the reason why I am making this video, because I saw a lot of instances, a lot of cases where a person will be involved in a car accident without his or her fault, and the other person who is liable would not have an insurance coverage, and this unfortunately person who is not at fault still will not get any recovery unless he or she will sue this at fault driver for damages, right? But there is no insurance in place. So that's why we have uninsured motorist coverage, to make sure that if the other person does not have insurance and that other person is at fault, you still will get compensated. So how do you know that you have this uninsured motorist coverage in place under your insurance policy? Insurance companies, very tricky. If they are trying, for example, to sell you insurance, auto insurance, they will not tell you specifically to get uninsured motorist coverage. Why? Well, because it's not in their interest, right? Because they don't want to pay you any additional damages for another person who is at fault, right? So they're not purposely will offer you, hey, you need to purchase this because this is very, very important. No, they will not say that. That's why you have lawyers, and that's why you talk to a lawyer about if you was involved in a car accident, okay, about any potential recovery that you may be eligible for, okay? So uninsured motorist coverage is very, very tricky subject. Why? Because let's say if you're involved in a car accident and you are not at fault, you have another driver who is at fault, and that driver has only minimum coverage, which is under Mississippi law, for example, $25,000, right? For example, each state will have its own minimum coverage requirements, and you will have to consult with an experienced personal injury lawyer in your jurisdiction or in jurisdiction where the accident occurred, okay? So that's very important. And let's say that insured or a driver at fault who was at fault, so now he has only or she has only $25,000, and let's say this accident occurred in Mississippi. So, and you also have $25,000 in coverage under your uninsured motorist coverage policy, right? So how can you find out that you have UMC, uninsured motorist coverage, under your policy? Very simple. You call your insurance, auto insurance, and you say that I would like to have a copy of my declaration page, and they must send it to you by fax or email or by app. If you have insurance app on your phone, you also can recover that. So that will be on your declaration page of your auto insurance. Okay, so now let's say the other person who is at fault had $25,000 in coverage, right? That's it. And you sustain $25,000 only in medical damages, right? Like your hospital bill, because you have to go to emergency room. And again, guys, this is hypothetical only. And now your hospital bills are more than $25,000 because they had to do x-ray, scan, and etc. So you got a lot of medical damages, right? Medical bills. Remember that you will be seeking compensation for pain and suffering also. So now we have a policy policy limit issues. Or let's say it was a multiple car accident and that at fault driver who started it, right? So he has or she has only $25,000 in damages. So now there is a problem because why? We don't have enough to distribute or to cover all the damages of all the people who were involved in this car accident. Okay, so and that's when your uninsured policy, motorist coverage policy, will kick in. Okay, and there is a specific procedure here, at least in Mississippi, how this works. So also you must be very careful. You also will have to settle before you can proceed with your uninsured motorist coverage. You have to figure out damages and how much insurance company will pay you specifically for your portion of that accident, your damages, right? How much they will give you, right? And make sure that also your insurance, your uninsured motorist coverage, your policy, your company, insurance company, they will get in touch with that at fault driver's company and make sure that they know what's going on, because you cannot recover under UMC unless the other at fault insurance company approves this, right? And your company approves this and you guys enter into specific agreements. That's why you have lawyers involved, because this is very complex. And sometimes I saw cases when people had UMC and they, I didn't have cases like that, fortunately, but I heard of them, or I had a client coming in and they say, hey, I have this insurance policy, and I said fault insurance was trying to settle it with her for very minimum amount, and I said, hold on a second, but you have this amount of damages. So here we have very tricky situation when insurance company, your insurance company, or at fault driver's insurance company trying to give you some little piece of settlement, of piece of damages that will not be even enough to cover your personal injury expenses, right? So therefore, of course, when you get a lawyer will request declaration page for your UMC, uninsured motorist coverage, and we'll see how much it is. Like, let's say under Mississippi law, if you also have 25 for one person cover under UMC and 50,000 for an accident, then and the other person has a 25 and 50. So also, unfortunately, there is a problem because you have 25 and 25 even each other. So that's another topic, very complex, guys. That's why I say do not do it by yourself. Always get a lawyer on your side, and always get uninsured motorist coverage so that you have it in your policy. Again, how can you get this? You can call your insurance policy, ask them to send a declaration page. If your declaration page does not have UMC, if it says that you waived UMC, which is very not smart idea. So therefore you say, I would like to add that UMC to my coverage. Okay, so here's a piece of information for you. Again, this is not an attorney's advice. This is general information for your general education only. If also remember, there is a statute of limitation, which in Mississippi is 3 years from the date when you had an accident to file a complaint. If you don't file a complaint with court within 3 years after the day of the accident, guess what? You will not recover your damages. You will be barred. So the law has specific time set during which you can recover your damages. Therefore, the law penalizes those who sit on their rights, and that's what the theory is behind the statute of limitation. Okay, so again, guys, this is not an attorney's advice, general information only. If you have any questions, or you was involved in a car accident without your fault, you have medical damages, medical bills to pay, call my office. It's 228-229-7500. You can set up an appointment with no initial consultation fees, asked to evaluate your case. Again, thank you for watching this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I always publish something interesting, some interesting pieces of information. Again, thank you for watching and have a great day.